Well, afternoon, everybody. In the last video, you see we were out in the rain, pulling in a bunch of our roadside stands.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's never any fun getting rid of our cash cow.
No. And we still haven't pulled all of them yet, but we do have the results from our stands for this season, and we just kind of wanted to share the results with you and kind of give some tips about what we've learned and is it worth it, that kind of stuff. And we're going to go through our results and see what you think.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll help somebody, maybe it won't.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that would want to have more than one stand or two or three or 20, there's a learning curve to that. Trust me.
There definitely is.
We learned a lot, and we're going to try and share that with you guys.
So I've written down all the stats here. For instance, okay, the first stand we're going to talk about was Riley's.
Yeah.
And that was on Route 302 heading into the Lakes region. That stand last year was our best stand until we got Bob's store.
Yeah.
So this year, for totals, we sold 847 bundles at that one stand. And we did an average, we got $5.18 for an average on bundle price. But that doesn't take into account what we paid the homeowner,
Right.
for a cut.
And we'll go into that after we go through these.
Right.
Kind of how that all works as well.
The second one is also on Route 302, heading towards the Lakes region, but further away from the lakes. And this is the stand that we're going to lose this year, for next year, because they're moving. So we've got to find a new location in that general area. But that stand alone sold 747 bundles with a $4.83 average, not counting what we paid him, the homeowner. So, there was some theft at that stand. And granted, some of these stands, we were really struggling this season to keep bundles on the stand. So a few of them sat with no bundles for
They did.
Periods of
because
time.
we couldn't keep up, but we'll kind of talk about that at the end here.
That's part of the learning curve.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. The another one, the Crooked River Campground, the stand that we have in there, the one that blew down.
That was a new one this year.
That was the new one, yep. And that we sold 327 bundles there. But we also delivered bulk campwood in there to a lot of people because they didn't want to just buy bundles.
We were the exclusive
Right.
wood dealer. They couldn't buy wood from anybody other than us.
Right.
The way the campground owner made it. So that was nice.
We're assuming that's going to follow suit for next season, so.
Yeah.
But that averaged $5.12. That was always on the money in there. We didn't pay a fee there because the owner was very, very generous, and we delivered him some wood at his house in trade for that deal. So that was a bonus.
Something else to just keep in mind real quick. When we're giving you averages, we sell the bundles for $6 each and 3 for $15.
Right.
So
we're hoping to get a $5 average
that's what we're shooting for.
overall, but that doesn't take into account our expenses when we're paying,
Right.
the homeowners or whatnot, what we've agreed upon. The next one is a stand over in Falmouth. That one I can say did sit empty often this year because we just couldn't get to it. And it was kind of one of those stands, it was hit or miss.
That was a lot. We really didn't. That was right down, not too far from the Lions Club.
Right.
And the Lions Club is a good organization. If we were going to let one sit, that was going to be the one.
Correct.
Because let them sell the wood.
And that one sold 382 bundles, $5.12 for an average, so not too bad. The next one was a new one this year too, the stand at the our electrician's place store. That was brand new, and that one really did terrible. So we didn't cater strongly to that one when we were getting, struggling to get bundles, dry wood, and all that stuff. So that one sat empty a little bit, but they really didn't sell like hotcakes there.
They were doing construction in front of it for
A good part.
3 months.
Yeah.
So
We're going to give it a shot again next year, as long as he's willing. But
gonna try it again.
so that one we sold 382, which still isn't horrible, but And that was a 512 average as well as the campground. But Chris's, that was, oh, I'm sorry, that was 227 bundles, a 501 average. I was looking at the wrong line. Sorry. And then another new one, Naples, the bait shop this year. That's right in the Lakes region. That one, though, we didn't set up until like 4th of July. So that wasn't like right out of the gate. Most of these we set up in early to mid-May. But Naples, we sold 272 bundles, and that was a 525 average. So that
one's gonna do really good next year.
I think
being
so,
there
too.
Right out of the gate, it's right there by the lakes.
Yes.
That should do a lot better.
We also have talked with them briefly about putting hardwood bundles there for the winter because of the ice fishing, and everybody goes there to get their bait and stuff. So, yeah, we'll see if that comes to fruition, if we can manage it as well.
Yeah.
Add it to the list. But, yeah, overall, I mean, they did fair considering the struggle that we went through this year with not enough dry wood because of Bob's stand. And just to give you an idea on Bob's stand, we've got something to show you, just to give you an idea on the amount of wood that stand took.
Yeah, we'll go outside and go show them that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what we wanted to show you. This is the last 2 loads of the barkless pine that we just recently got.
That's not even enough to take care of Bob's. I mean, we sold just over 23 cord of bundle grade at Bob's store. Time we bundled it up, that's what we consider bundle grade. And earlier this year, when we got a load, we only got 8 cord of bundle grade out of the load. We still got another cord and a half of camp wood. But that gives you an idea. I mean, you can see that's 2 log truck loads of wood.
So if that rings true from the first load that we processed, this will be 16 cord.
Right.
Which Bob's took 23 cord.
Yeah.
This is 16.
Nowhere's near enough. All right, so now you got an idea how much wood it takes to supply Bob's store.
A lot.
An awful lot of wood that we had no idea. We were expecting, like all the other stands, 300 to 600 bundles. It's
and
typical.
How many bundles did we sell there?
Well, that says...
You can't see it, can you?
You go ahead.
3,526 bundles at Bob's.
Did you hear that? 3,526 bundles.
And we set that
Wow.
up mid-May.
Yeah, that wasn't even right out of the gate.
No.
'Cause we were trying to work something with him and sell him the wood wholesale and
we still haven't pulled that one yet. It still has maybe 15, 20 bundles sitting on it.
Yeah.
So we're just we got to go get it, but we really don't want to bring bundles back, but we may have to.
yeah.
So, and we're also considering putting hardwood bundles in the store
He
for.
said we could
Yeah.
for the winter.
See how that does. Just try it out because we've never done that before. And
Maybe even put a hardwood stand on the opposite side of the parking lot next year.
for next season, yeah.
Because a lot of people, all the other channels, they all sell nothing but hardwood.
Right.
And a lot of the campers do want just hardwood.
Yes, we did discover that this season.
They do, because the pine pops and snaps and crackles, but it sends those embers out on their fancy awnings on their
Yeah.
$100,000 campers and
They don't like that.
burns their lawn chairs and
Not good.
No.
So you have to cater to what they want, obviously.
but yeah,
So-
that was 3,526 bundles is 23 cord of just bundle grade wood. That's 46 of our pallets. Just only bundle grade. That's a lot of wood.
That makes me really tired.
That's a lot of twisted bundles.
That is
and-
a lot I can't believe we've made that many bundles. In total, for the season, what we've sold is 6,328 bundles. Just me and him, mostly me. Although you did a good amount of bundles yourself. But that's a lot of bundles for 2 people.
It certainly doesn't happen doing it evenings or weekends. It's a full-time gig. Mm-hmm. But I think, I mean, I'm always saying I want to expand too, and have more stands.
That's why these numbers are on black and white, because
We've never really kept track of it before.
well, not so detailed,
Right,
because you keep
right.
talking, I want more stands, I want more stands. Well, that's all well and good, but if another Bob stand comes around, we're gonna be challenged, and it probably is not gonna work well.
And that's something we should talk, we wanted to talk about that, part of the learning curve of having more than one or two stands. You just never know.
No,
I mean,
they all perform differently. They
we
really
had
do.
no clue that was going to do that. We were like, that stand's empty? No way. He'd call us, the guy at the store, Bob, and go, hey, his stand's empty. I'm like, oh, we were just there and dropped 150 bundles yesterday. He's like, yeah, it's empty.
Oh my God. Which isn't a bad thing, but
Yeah.
it was this year because we were scrambling so bad.
Well, a lot of our stands went empty because being our best stand,
We catered to that one.
we did. We catered a lot to
It
that
only made
stand.
sense.
And
We
even
really
that
had to.
ran out a few times.
Right.
So,
Yep.
but I mean, like the Falmouth stand, that was empty for a month or two.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're gonna have more than one stand, think about your, I don't know if I want to use the word infrastructure, but have the wood ready, even though you don't know how much you're gonna sell. Plan for twice as much, even though that wouldn't have covered us.
No.
I mean, typically we're 300 to 500 bundles at a stand.
Right. Which
So-
is manageable for us, but ooh, that Bob stand just blew it out of the water. So, our plans going forward is like, how are we gonna manage this for next season? We're contemplating, do we bag it wet and store it?
We've
Do
been,
we stack it and let it dry and then bag it? Because the obvious advantage of bagging it wet is we
Green.
can work on it green. We can work on it all winter and get
split it into the
good-
trailer, and then, back the trailer in so Princess can stay warm while
Yeah.
she's bagging wood.
Yeah,
Back it in here into the shop. But we'd have to have special pallets to put that on. And I'd have to dream up a new type of pallet.
oh gosh, yeah, that's maybe not gonna be the answer. We'd like it to be, but
It's just one less, because normally we're taking it from the trailer and stacking it.
right,
And then we bring the pallet over to here, wherever, and then bag it.
right.
Some of you might say, throw it in a bin like Chris.
We don't have the bins, we have pallets. That's just,
Even if we did, we'd have to go out, hand chuck it all in the truck, back the truck in here, pull all the wood out of the truck.
or
to
even
bag
if
it.
we were able to move the bin in with a tractor, it's not as easily as accessible. We're bending over a bin trying to get wood out to
Right.
bag. It's just not real productive, but
Bagging it-
it's the way it works for our situation. Everybody's different, so
Bagging it green would save one less step.
yes, that's why that would be the ideal way to go,
And we did test that last fall,
right?
and it worked while the wood dried.
Yeah,
But
but,
the rodents, the chipmunks and the mice got in and ate the plastic bags.
right. Somebody had mentioned mothballs, so we're gonna
yeah.
do that to see if that works. And so, all in all, you really don't want to get too ahead of yourselves and get a bunch stored up if that doesn't inhibit the chipmunks and everything from going in there and nesting and eating the bags. So we'd love to have it done ahead of a time, but I think this is still going to be a learning season, and we'll have a much better idea next year.
Yeah, I mean,
The next year, because it doesn't happen overnight, certainly.
we know we're going to add at least a couple more stands already for next year. I mean, why not? I mean, I think all said and done total, I think we had figured out a number that we sold like 40 some odd cord of just bundle grade.
Yes.
But keep in mind, like we were saying, I mean, when you split 10 cord of that barkless pine, if you had 10 of it, 8 of it is going to end up being bundle grade because they're saw logs and they're nice straight grain. They're not twisty, knotty stuff.
Right.
But the knotty and twisty stuff gets set aside to deliver to the campgrounds
Right.
for bulk deliveries. And we did quite a bit of that.
Yeah.
That wood is a byproduct of making bundle grade.
Correct. And it's still perfectly usable and people want it. So there's no waste when it comes to the pine
No.
at all.
No.
And
But
we're
it's-
using the chunks now in the shop, burning those.
Yeah, burning that. That's what's keeping us nice and toasty in here right now. But
Yep.
bundle grade pays. I mean, it's hard to explain. We were talking about it earlier. We pay people different amounts to use their dooryard, where we have the roadside stand. Businesses, homeowners, and it varies. Some people, we give them a set price because we're pretty sure we know what it's gonna sell,
Right.
the amount of bundles. Others, we do a percentage. But everybody's different. I mean,
Yeah, and it's all what you manage to work out with
Yeah,
each
it's-
individual location. I can tell you that Bob's, we experienced the most theft. We had a
Yeah.
481 average, but I think that only makes sense because the more bulk you do, the more opportunity for theft is there, and it's gonna happen. You have to just set your mind
Oh,
and
there
know
was-
that bundles are gonna go missing.
there was times we'd show up and we figured the average every single time we went and filled a stand.
Right.
And sometimes it was down
Three.
just around $3.
Yeah,
Which means they really clipped us hard.
yeah.
So, I mean, that's a kick in the teeth. I
Yeah, I
mean,
wish it didn't have to happen, but that's the world we live in, and you can't dismiss that. It's gonna happen, and
it's hard to figure and put a dollar number on the amount of theft, too, because
right.
did they pay $6? Did they buy 3 for 15? But I'm still figuring we probably had in the ballpark of 500 to 600 bundles stolen, I'm guessing, overall with everything.
Probably out of 6,300.
Yeah,
So it's a
it's just part of doing
It's a
business.
factor.
You gotta get over it. You gotta get by it. It burns you to no
Oh,
end.
I know, when we
you
had-
show up and that average is in the dumper. It's like, I'm gonna set up a sting operation.
I
I want
know.
cameras and
because your mind instantly
Oh,
goes
yeah.
to if they only realize how much work
Right.
goes into that, you know.
These guys know. I mean,
They-
they know how much work it is.
Gosh, it's just frustrating, but it's part of it. If you
Yeah,
want to have those
it's-
stands out there, it's a little too tempting for the people that are less than honest. So
It is, and it's not always easy finding a good location.
no,
They're everywhere. I mean, you can just stop, knock, and talk on doors, and you're gonna find a location. You
But-
want a busy road, the busiest road you can find. If you can find it with a campground in the area, well, that's
Definitely.
even better. If they've got a U-turn driveway or a big place, because remember, you're on a busy road. People don't like to pull over on a busy road and be out in traffic. They
Right.
want to get completely off the road and be safe.
yeah, good pull off location.
Yeah, it's,
So there's definitely a few things to consider. You can't just stick up a stand. I mean, we'll be driving around and he's got a couple already picked out.
I'm
I'm
like,
like,
hey,
I
look at
know.
that. That's
you
a
say,
spot right
you say
there."
that every time we go by. I know you're thinking that spot. So
well, you're going down the road and you see somebody they'll be selling eggs out on the side of the road, and it's like, those people, we could probably put a roadside stand there, and
interested in making some extra money,
Yeah.
and you know, it all goes hand in hand. But that's pretty much all we've got to say about that. I mean, it's definitely, like we said, a learning curve, and each season you learn a little more and gear up for the following. And
yeah. I don't know what we're gonna learn next year. I hope I hope we did a lot of learning this year, that's for sure.
they'll find out
Oh,
when we do.
wow.
Oh boy, that Bob store kicked us in the pants.
But we more than doubled the amount of bundle grade this year that we sold previously.
Yes.
And if we did that again next year,
I don't think we could.
I mean, I'd have to have 80, 90 cord of bundle grade put up for next year.
And is it even possible with all the other things that come into play for us to put up that much?
80,
just
90
for-
cord isn't bad. That isn't bad at all. But it's figuring when we're getting tree service wood, it's not straight grain saw log, you guys. It's got knots and it's twisty. gnarly stuff. So it's more like 50-50. Half goes in the campwood pile and half goes in the bundle grade pile.
Right.
And campwood, we can't make a living doing that. It only pays $250 a cord.
Right.
So it's where, as a rule of thumb, we kind of figure our bundles pay us on average about $4.
Yeah.
I think that's about what we shoot for after we give the homeowners
After the
their cut.
expenses, yeah. Yeah.
You know, the cost of the bag to bag it. That works out. We get 150 bundles out of a cord of wood. Our
Yeah.
cord of wood, which is more than most, I get
Right.
it, but that works out to $600 a cord for pine.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to $250 for campfire wood.
Right.
I can't focus on campfire wood, but we get it, so we have to sell it
Right.
because it's a byproduct of making bundle grade.
And people want it, so you have to have
yeah.
what people want in order for them to, keep coming back. So we do, what we can with what we have.
We
Not-
did try Kindling this year.
Yes,
was
we
a-
did. Yes, we
We
did.
sure put a lot of effort into it.
Whoa, yes,
A
we
lot
did.
of effort went into
Sure
making
did.
Kindling, and that was about that was a belly flop from 30 feet in the air is what
Yeah,
that
it
was. That was a
Yeah.
complete dud.
Yep, and we're not interested in going back to making that because it just did not
No.
sell, and we've got way too much to focus on just getting the bundles out there. So
But we did put those boxes
Yep.
next to it, and we had some signs made up. Those that helped us because we put like a half a cord price, quarter cord price,
Right.
full cord price of pine, and said we deliver. I mean, I know we got some business from that.
Yes, we
So,
all was not lost, but
no.
yeah, no more kindling. Nope.
Well, I mean, we still have Kindling left, so it's going out next year.
Oh well, yeah, we use what we have.
We
but
bought the signs, so
We're not making any more.
no.
Nope. Nope.
I think
That's
if you were just selling hardwood, then
yeah, it would probably be more
probably would.
feasible, right? True, and that's probably why people do better with their kindling because they do have hardwood bundles.
right.
Pine, you can start a log on its own, a split.
Yeah. But you could make a business just in this part of the wood. I mean, we get the wood for nothing. We say it's for nothing, but
Right.
there's a lot of time. I got to drive an hour south to go get a load, bring it back, and then you're driving over there an hour to deliver the bundles. There's a lot of gasoline that
Yeah.
gets burnt,
Travel
a lot of
time.
miles on a vehicle.
Yeah.
So that's all part of having multiple stands. Can it be done? Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think we could handle too many more.
No.
We could handle 50 stands, but we'd have to stop doing hardwood.
Yeah.
We'd have to stop doing stump grinding.
We'd have to do that alone.
We wouldn't
right?
do any milling on the
Milling.
sawmill.
And those are all avenues that bring us in more income. So
Right.
we have to kind of blend it all and do what fits and what works in our situation. But all in all, the bundle stands, they're doing well. Everybody's got their
Yeah.
different, way of doing it and what they think about that. So we just kind of wanted to share our results with you and
If you've got one stand, you might as well have two.
right.
And if you get two, you might as well have four. So
Stop talking
Get
now.
after it, you guys. Put some stands out.
Yeah, until you get a bob stand and you go absolutely crazy pulling your hair out. So But
it was fun. It
we-
kept us on our toes.
we don't want to bore you to tears. We just wanted to throw those
Yeah.
results out there. You guys have watched us through the season, delivering the bundles, making the bundles, doing all the things. So we wanted to just
Yeah.
kind of share the results with you and
Maybe next year when
show you how it added up.
maybe next year every couple weeks we could do a little total on the side of the screen saying what we've sold each week going forward.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe if we can get that
something
organized.
different.
We'll
yeah,
try.
we'd have to be organized.
We'll
and
try.
You're the organizer. That's your department, not mine.
Yeah, well, in order for me to be organized, you have to, conform to things, and that doesn't always work. So
Not usually.
usually I just go, whatever, and give up.
Yeah.
So that's that.
You might be the grand poobah, but I still do what I want.
Yeah,
Well,
pretty
most
much.
of the time I do.
Pretty much. And that's fine and well.
Well, I think that's about it.
That's pretty much all we wanted to cover. just wanted to throw that out
Yeah.
there, and
It's been a different kind of video. I mean, we don't usually do one sitting at a table
No.
shooting the bull.
it's kind of nice though. It's warm in here. I like doing this kind of video.
It is.
They probably don't,
It
but
is.
anyway, guys, we're not going to keep you and bore you to tears, but
No, I got pallets to build behind these guys. I
Yep.
got lumber sitting on a trailer behind you, and I've been building pallets like crazy.
yeah, he has. We're
It's just been... there's
getting
gotta
up on
be
that end of things.
50, 60 pallets outside now.
Yeah, you've been going
They're
crazy.
stacking up quick now, so we're going to have
Yeah.
to split wood eventually.
We are. All right. Well, appreciate you watching if you made it this far, and
Yeah. Oh, well. I guess we'll catch them on the next one, huh?
that we will.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and bye!
Take care.